Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is K Nagaraju, contract lecturer in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Government Polytechnic for Women Nizamabad, Department of Technical Education, Telangana. Today I am going to explain the one more topic. The topic is the measurement of resistance using the Wheatstone bridge. With the help of this Wheatstone bridge is the DC bridge. In the DC bridges, we are first going to explain the Wheatstone bridge. With the help of Wheatstone bridge, we are measuring the resistance measurement. That means the resistance value we are measured in the bridge circuit. Previous class, we already discussed about the what is the meaning of bridge, what is the use of bridges. With the help of bridges, we are measuring the unknown components or the unknown resistance value, the capacitance and inductance. That means the arrangement of bridge like the diamond shape. The four arms are connected together in the form of diamond. Then we are constructed the bridge circuits. With the help of bridge circuits, we are classifying the AC bridges as well as the DC bridges. In the AC bridges, we are applying the energy source in the form of AC, alternating current. In the DC bridges, the response or the current in the form of direct current. Based on that, we are classifying the bridges into two types like AC bridges and DC bridges. And also in the DC bridges, for balancing purpose or the balancing of the bridges, we are using the one detector circuit as a null detector as a galvanometer. In the AC bridges, we are using the detector. That means if you want to measure the impedance or the resistance or inductance or capacitance, the circuit must be in a balanced mode or the balanced condition. Then we are finding the unknown resistance or the unknown parameters in the circuit. This is a briefing about the bridges and what is the importance of using the Wheatstone bridge in the measuring of the resistance. Here the main content or the main objectives of this period is the explain the Wheatstone bridge circuit and its basic operation and the measurement of unknown resistance. After completion of this period, we are measuring we must know the concept of what is Wheatstone bridge and Wheatstone bridge circuit and its basic operation, how to measuring the unknown resistance in this particular bridge circuit, and also we are measuring the unknown resistance in this particular circuit. Here the bridges, what are the types of bridges? In the DC bridges, we are having the two types of bridges like Wheatstone bridge and Kelvin bridge. In the Wheatstone bridge, we are calculated the resistance more than 1 kilohertz of range of resistance we are measured with the help of DC bridge of the Wheatstone bridge. And here, what is Wheatstone bridge? The Wheatstone bridge is the most accurate method of resistance measurement. That means most accurately measuring the resistance with the help of this Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone bridge, the construction is very easy and calculated value, the unknown calculated resistance is the accurate value. That is the reason for this is the most widely used technique of the bridges is the Wheatstone bridge. With the help of Wheatstone bridge, we are measuring the resistance. And the Wheatstone bridge, the basic structure of the Wheatstone bridge is like that. Here we are having the four arms like A, A, here B, here C, here D. The four arms are connected in the form of diamond shape. Between A and B, we are connected with one resistor, that is the resistor R1. Between A and D, we are connected with another resistor, that is the R2. Between the D and B, we are connected with another resistor, this is the R4. and between C and D we are having the another resistor, that is the R3. That means R1, R2, R3, R4 are connected in the form of bridge circuit, in the form of bridge, and between A and B we are connected the supply, that is the energy source, and between C and D we are connected the galvanometer. Here the ratio of arms are like R1, R2 and R3 and R4. Here the unknown resistance we are assuming that the unknown resistance is the R4. Then we are finding the R4 value or the R3 or R2 with the help of the Wheatstone bridges goes to a balanced condition. This particular diagram, what we have to observe that, for example, here between A to here C to D is the one path, this is the C, this is the D. Here we are having the one path like that, one path. Between C and D we are having the one more path, this is the another path. Like here we are constructed the one bridge between these two, that is the C to D. Here for example, here we are having the two arms like A, C, D, and another path is the C, B, D. Between these two paths we are connected the one bridge, this is the bridge, this is the bridge. Between the any two paths we are constructed the one path like a bridge. If you want to move from one path to another path in this particular lake, we are connected the path, the path is in this particular path the bridge is constructed. Then if this bridge is constructed, then when this bridge goes to a balanced condition, based on that we are measuring the unknown resistance value in this particular circuit. Here we are having the two paths, this is the path 1, this is the another path, this is the path, this is the another path. Between these two paths we are connected the one bridge, this is the bridge. In this particular bridge we are constructed, then in this particular bridge is goes to a balance condition. When this bridge goes to a balance, then based on that we have to take the one example for this particular balancing of the bridge. Here I am taking the one path, one slide path. Here I am taking another slide path. This is the movement, this is the movement, this is the another movement. Here for example, if the person is sliding in this path from top to bottom, this is the top, this is the bottom, path A or the path X, this is the path Y. In this path the another person is sliding in this path, one person is sliding in this path, another person is sliding in this path. Generally if the top to bottom, if the man is or the person is sliding in this particular path, is a sloped path. Here we are connected the one bridge like with a distance of the total distance of this path is the 10 meters. We are connected the within the 4 or 5 meters distance we are constructed the bridge. Here the length is 4, here length is 6. Here also we are getting the 4, here 6. Then both the ratios of the paths is equal. Then the person is directly moving from top to bottom in the first slide only. For example, here we are connected here simple way we are connected something like that bridge we are constructed. Here 2, here 8, here 6, here 4. That means In this particular bridge is constructed between the two paths. Here the ratio is different. From top to bottom of the first path, we have splitted the length. Here 2, here 8, here 4, here 6, here 4. That means the path construction, the construction of the bridge in this path is unbalanced. We are having the two conditions. That means the two conditions are in the first path. In the first path, what we are observing, in the first path, what we are observing, if you are connected anywhere in the bridge, anywhere in the length of the slide or the length of this particular road, here we are connected with the ratio of, here ratio of, for example, here we are taking the two paths. Here I am connected the, here I am constructed the bridge. Here length is 2, here is 8, here also 2, here also 8. That means the bridge is balanced. That means here the sliding of the person from top to bottom is slightly sliding because of the bridge is constructed with a balanced condition. For example, if you are constructed the bridge in a different means is the, here we are connected the something like that, here 2, here 8, here 4, here 6. That means is the unbalancing. That means there may be chance of sliding the person like that. That means this is the unbalanced condition. That means basically, if you want to measure the unknown resistance of this particular bridge circuits, we are going to know the two concept. That is the concept of the bridge circuit is the balancing condition. The balancing, when the circuit is goes to a balance. Due to this, here our circuit here, the potential difference between C and D, the potential difference between C and D is equal to 0, then the current passing to the galvanometer is equal to 0. That means the galvanometer is goes to a null detection. Then the current passing through the both the arms, here the current passing through the resistor, the current passing through the resistor in the R1 is the I1. The current passing through the resistor R2 is the I2. Here if the galvanometer is goes to a reference, the voltage is 0, the response is 0, what happens, the both the resistors of the R1 R3 is a series, because of the same current is flows from the R1 to R3. And if the galvanometer current is equal to 0, the resistor R2 and R4 is same, because of the current passing to these two also same. Here the total response of I is equal to, here we are dividing the, here the response I1, the response I1 I2. Yeah. Here the current is here I1, here I2. Only the two currents are passing through this circuit. Because of here the galvanometer current is 0. That means the voltage, the potential difference between the points of the galvanometer is equal to 0. Then it goes to a null detection. Then we are measuring the resistance value of the unknown resistance with the help of ratios of the resistors. In this way we are explain the balancing condition. That means here we already explained with the help of two rods. In this particular two rods are the slides, the top to bottom one man is sliding. Here we are constructed the one bridge. Based on the bridge balancing, then the person is moving from straight to top to bottom only. If you are connected in the irregular manner, then we are getting the unbalancing condition. That in this particular Wheatstone bridge, the bridge is balanced, then we are easily calculated the unknown resistance value. Here we are going to explain the basic operation of the Wheatstone bridge. its operation is based on the fundamental diagram shown in the figure. Figure, it shows the 4 amps. Based on that, we are explaining the operation of the bridge circuit. Here the bridge has the 4 resistive arms. Already I explained the resistor R1, R2, R3, R4. We are 4 resistors are connected in the form of bridge, and galvanometer is used as a null detector. Here in the DC bridges, we are using the galvanometer for the null detection. In this particular, the current through the galvanometer depends on the potential difference between the points and C and D. Between C and D, we are connected the galvanometer. The galvanometer current, it depends on the potential difference between these 2 points C and D. Between these 2 points, we are measuring the current. That means the current through the galvanometer depends on the potential difference between the points C and D. The bridge is said to be balanced when the potential difference across the galvanometer is 0 volts. If the potential difference between these 2 points at the galvanometer is equal to 0, then there is no current through the galvanometer. The current passing through the galvanometer equal to 0. If the current is 0, the resistors, both the resistors, current passing to the 2 resistors like R1 and R4 and R2 and R3 will be same. That means that we are having only 2 branches, or the 2 branch of current is flowing. If the galvanometer current is present, then we are having the 4 arms. Here 4 different currents is passing. Here the galvanometer current is 0. The potential difference between the 2 points of the bridge is equal to 0. The current is 0. Then the voltage from point C to point A equal to the voltage from point D to point A. Due to the current is distributed across the 2 resistors only. When the voltage from point C to point B equals the voltage from point D to point B. Here, hence the bridge is balanced. If the galvanometer potential difference is 0, then the current passing through the galvanometer is 0. Then the bridge goes to a balanced condition. That means the sliding is the first path is, and sliding to the second path is a balanced condition. The bridge, what we are constructed the bridge is balanced condition. If the bridge is balanced, what is the condition? The current I1 R1 is equal to current I2 R2. That means it is distributed into 2 resistors only. That means I1 into resistor, first resistor R1, and I2 into R2. If the galvanometer current is 0, the following condition also exists, like I1 is equal to I3. Because of here I1 current and I3 current equal. Here this is the I1 current, I3 current. That means both the branches the current is equal. Here the current passing through this branch is equal. The current passing through this branch also equal. That means here I1, I3 both are equal. Here I2 and I4 also equal. Here I1, I3 equal, then total current is equal to applied voltage by the resistors. The resistors are R1, R2. R1, R2. Here the current is, the total current of I1, I3 both are equal, then the current I1 is equal to I3 is equal to, we have to write the E by resistor R1 plus R3. R1 plus R3. Then equation I2 is equal to I4. Equation I2 is equal to I4. Then the current is equal to I2 is equal to I4 is equal to E by R2 plus R4. R4. This is the equation 2. This is the equation 3. Then the combining the equations 1, 2 and 3 and simplifying, we are getting the we obtain the R1 by R1 plus R3 is equal to R2 by R2 plus R3, R4. That means based on the above three equations, if you are simplifying, then we are getting the R1 by R1 plus R3, R2 by R2 plus R4. This is equation 4. Then based on this we are getting the another ratio, that is the R1 into R4 is equal to R2 into R3. This is the condition. Equation 5 is the expression for balanced condition of the Wheatstone bridge. Here, for example, R4 is the unknown resistor. Its resistance is, we are taken as the unknown resistance, that is the Rx, can be expressed as Rx is equal to R3 into R2 by R1. Here, based on this ratio, we are having the ratio is the R1, R4 is equal to R2, R3. Here, R1, R4 is equal to R2, R3. Here R4 is the unknown resistor, then R4 we are taken as Rx is equal to R1 R2 R3 by R1. This is the measurement of unknown resistance in the bridge circuit. The resistor R3 is called as the standard arm of the bridge. And here we are know the one important thing is the here resistor R3 is called the standard arm of the bridge. R3 is the standard arm of the bridge, and R2 and R1 is called as the ratio arms. And this is the bridge circuit. And again I am explaining the concept how to the circuit is balanced, and all those things I am explaining again. Here we are applying the supply, that is the E. Here A, here A, this is the B, this is the C, and D. We are connected the 4 arms. The resistance are R1, R2, R3, R4. Here if the potential difference between the galvanometer equal to 0, the current passing to the galvanometer equal to 0. The galvanometer current is 0, then we are finding the 0 current. Then the circuit is balanced. The current passing through these two branches, these two resistors is equal, that is the I1 is equal to here I3. Then here also these two conditions, the current is equal, then we are getting the here current is equal, here also current is equal. That means both the branches the current is equal. Here distributed current we are taken as I1, here the distributed current as I2. Then the galvanometer current is 0. Then the ratios of these three, here the resistance R4 is the unknown, we don't know the resistance value of R3. Then we are easily finding the resistance value of R4 with respect to the ratio of R1, R4 is equal to R2, R3. R1, R4 is equal to R2, R3. Based on this ratio, we are calculated the unknown resistance value. Here the unknown resistance we are taken as R4 is the unknown. Based on that, we are calculated the R4 is equal to R2, R3 by R1. Here R4 is the unknown. Then we are taken as a Rx. In this way, we are calculated the unknown resistance of the circuit. Here we are going to explain the Thevenin's equation of the bridge circuit. Here we are connected this circuit. Here the bridge is balanced. Then this is the open circuited. Here open circuited. If you are taken outside of these two, this is the C, this is the D. Then we are connected the circuit like that. Here we have to observe here A. Here we are taken as the outside of the C. Here D. Here we are getting the resistor R1. Here R2. Here resistor is R3, R4, and the galvanometer resistance is the RB. The galvanometer resistance is RB, The remaining 4 ohms resistance are R1, R2, R3 and R4. Then we are finding the equivalent circuit of the Thevenin's equivalent circuit of the bridge circuit. Here generally in a Thevenin circuit, what we have to do, what is the statement of Thevenin circuit? In the Thevenin circuit, any linear bilateral network, time varying network, the voltage source are replaced by their internal impedances, and where you have to calculate the Thevenin's response, then the resistance will be replaced with open circuited. The open circuited voltage we are call it as a Thevenin's voltage. The Thevenin's voltage and the total equivalent resistance of the circuit, the replaced by their internal impedance of the voltage source and current source. Voltage source is replaced with short circuit and the current source is replaced with open circuit. Sorry, the current source is replaced with short circuit, the voltage source is replaced with open circuit. Based on that, we are calculated the Thevenin's voltage and Thevenin's resistor, and the unknown resistance value can be connected to the load terminal. Here the galvanometer resistance is the unknown resistance, here we have to calculate, and the remaining energy sources are replaced with one single voltage source, that is the Thevenin's voltage source, and the total resistance values is converted into Thevenin's resistance. Then the voltage source and resistance are connected to the in series with the galvanometer, that means the load resistance. Here we are observing the Thevenin's equivalent circuit of the Wheatstone bridge is the total voltage is nothing but Thevenin's voltage, the total equivalent resistance is the Thevenin's resistance, and the galvanometer resistor is the Rg. Here again I am showing the circuit. In this particular circuit, we are calculated the Thevenin's equivalent of this particular resistor. Then this resistor is replaced with open circuited, then calculated the open circuited voltage across the galvanometer resistor. The voltage is called as the Thevenin's voltage. Between this, we are connected the two different arms. Then we are finding these two arms are connected in series, these two arms connected in series, again these two four are the connected in parallel. Then we are finding the total equivalent resistance that is connected in series with the Thevenin's voltage. Here the Thevenin's voltage is connected series with the Thevenin's resistor and series with the galvanometer resistor. This is the Thevenin's equivalent resistor, the Thevenin's equivalent circuit of the Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone bridge. Here the Thevenin's equivalent circuit is derived from the figure 2 only. Here the first step is to find equivalent voltage appearing at the terminals of C and D when the galvanometer is removed from the circuit. That means where we have to measure the response, then that is replaced with the open circuited. Here we are calculating the open circuited voltage across the galvanometer. Between C and D we are connected the galvanometer. In the galvanometer we are calculated the voltage. The voltage is called as the Thevenin's voltage. That means the first step is to find equivalent voltage appearing at the terminals of C and D when the galvanometer is removed from the circuit. Then galvanometer is removed and calculated the voltage across the galvanometer. In this particular circuit I am explaining again. In this particular circuit, what you have to observe, the circuit goes to a balanced condition. Here this is the galvanometer resistor, that is the Rb. The galvanometer resistance, here we have to measure the here in between C and D, we are having between C and D we are connected the galvanometer. In the galvanometer you have to calculate the voltage. We are connected the galvanometer between C and D. Then here we are open circuited the galvanometer and finding the open circuit voltage across the galvanometer. then the galvanometer voltage is the Thevenin's voltage. Here the first step is to find the equivalent voltage appearing at the terminals of C and D when the galvanometer is removed. The galvanometer is removed from the circuit. The galvanometer is removed from the circuit. The second step is involves finding the equivalent resistance looking into the terminal C and D. Here the circuit it shows the equivalent resistance. Here between the C and D we have to stretch the C and D, then we are getting these two arms are connected in parallel. Then we, with the help of the energy passing through these two are connected in parallel. Then again this is series. Then based on that we are calculating the total equivalent resistance. The total equivalent resistance is the RTH. That is called as the Thevenin's equivalent resistance between the terminals of C and D. Between the terminals of C and D, we are calculated the voltage. The voltage is the across the galvanometer voltage. The across the galvanometer voltage, we are call it as the Thevenin's voltage. Between C and D, we are calculated the total equivalent resistance. The total equivalent resistance is called as the Thevenin's resistance. The Thevenin's resistance and the Thevenin's voltage both are connected in series with these two are connected in series. That is the VTH and RTH both are connected in series. After between these terminals we are connected the galvanometer resistor. The galvanometer is the RG. The galvanometer resistance is connected between the load terminal of this circuit. Then we are finding the total current passing through the galvanometer is the Ig. Based on that we have one formula, that is we have the normal ratio of the Ohm's law. The current passing through the galvanometer Ig is equal to the galvanometer current Ig is equal to VTH by, that means the VTH here, ETH by RTH plus RG. That is the Thevenin's equivalent resistance and Thevenin is equivalent voltage and the galvanometer resistance. Then based on that we are deriving the one small calculation part like the first step and remove the circuit, and here Thevenin's voltage is found by the voltage across CD, terminals of CD, ECD is equal to EAC minus EAD between these 2 points. That means that the potential difference between C and D is equal to the potential difference between AC minus potential difference between AD. That means ECD is equal to voltage across the C and D terminal is the Thevenin's voltage is equal to EAC minus EAD is equal to EAC, the current is I1, the current passing to the AD terminals is the I2. Because if the galvanometer voltage is taken as 0, then we are calculating the I1 R1 minus I2 R2. Then where I1 is equal to E by R1 plus R3, sorry R2. Sorry, R3 only. I2 is equal to E by R2 plus R4. Then, therefore, GCD is equal to R1 by R1 plus R3 minus R2 by R2 plus R4. Then, the figure 2 represents the Thevenin's equivalent resistance looking into the terminals of C and D. Then it becomes here RTH is equal to Thevenin's resistance is equal to R1 R3 by R1 plus R3. These two are terminals are connected in parallel. That means R1 into R3 by R1 plus R3. R1 R3 by R1 plus R3. This is the one terminals plus in series with R2 R4 by R2 plus R4. That means here if you want to measure the Thevenin's equivalent the Thevenin's equivalent resistance between the C and D, the resistor R1 R3 in parallel. Here R1 R3 in parallel and R2 and R4 in parallel, and R1 R2 parallel in series with R2 and R4. That means these two are connected in parallel, these two are connected in series. That means finally we are getting the Thevenin's equivalent resistance is equal to R1 R3 by R1 plus R3 plus R2 R4 by R2 plus R4. When the null detector is connected to the output terminals of the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, the galvanometer current found to be, the current Ig is equal to, already I explained, ETH by RTH plus RG. The total current passing through the galvanometer is the ratio of the Thevenin's voltage divided with the Thevenin's resistance plus the galvanometer resistance. That is, the Ig is equal to, here Ig is equal to the Thevenin's voltage VTH divided by the Thevenin's resistance RTH plus the galvanometer resistance is the Rg. That is the current passed through the galvanometer. With the help of the bridge circuit is goes to a Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Then here where the Ig is the galvanometer current and Rg is its resistance. After then, this is the explanation about the Wheatstone bridge is goes to, if you are connected to the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, then finding the galvanometer current and galvanometer voltage with respect to Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Then based on that, between the C and D terminals, we are connected between the C and D we are connected the galvanometer. Then here we are calculated the voltage, that is the Thevenin's voltage. Between the C and D we are connected the resistance, that is the total equivalent resistance, that is the RTH. Then RTH and VTH both are connected in series, then the galvanometer resistance also connected in series. Then finally we are getting the current passed into the galvanometer can be calculated with the help of the bridge circuit is goes to a Thevenin's equivalent circuit. After then, finally, after completion of this discussion, we learn about the basic operation of the Wheatstone bridge. The basic operation of the Wheatstone bridge here we are calculated the resistance value more accurately in the easy manner, because of with the help of ratio of the resistance only we are finding the unknown resistance. Here simply we are taking the 4 bridges, that with the 4 resistance are connected in the form of bridge with the help of 4 arms. Then between the opposite arms of the bridge we are connected the galvanometer, and remaining 2 opposite of the arms we are connected to the supply, is the DC supply here, because of the Wheatstone is the DC bridge circuit. Then the Wheatstone bridge, the detector, the galvanometer, potential difference between the galvanometer is equal to 0, the current passed by the galvanometer equal to 0, then the circuit is goes to a balance. If the current is 0, the circuit is balanced, then we are using the ratio of the 2 terminals, 4 resistors, then we are easily finding the unknown resistance of the bridge circuit. We are calculated the unknown resistance. Not only here in this particular circuit R3, R4, that means here any resistance we don't know, then we are finding with the help of this particular Wheatstone bridge. And also we are derived the Thevenin's equivalent circuit for the bridge circuits. In the Wheatstone bridge we are having the 4 resistors, in the form of bridge. Between the terminals of C and D here we are connected the galvanometer. In the galvanometer we are open circuited and calculated the Thevenin's equivalent voltage across the galvanometer, that means the open circuited area of the galvanometer between the C and D terminals. Then we are calculated the total equivalent resistance of the between the terminals of C and D. These two are connected in series. Then the galvanometer resistance is connected across the series with the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Then finally we are converting the Wheatstone bridge in the form of Thevenin's equivalent circuit, that is VTH, RTH and RG. That means the three parameters, that means the entire circuit of the bridge is converted into Thevenin's equivalent circuit. We have simply calculated the galvanometer current and the voltage drop across the galvanometer can be calculated with the help of this Thevenin's equivalent model, that Thevenin's equivalent circuit. In this particular Thevenin's equivalent circuit model, the bridge circuit, the voltage source is replaced with their internal impedances. Here the voltage source internal impedance is 0, then the short circuiting the voltage drop across the energy source applied to the bridge circuit. That is, here the bridge circuit across galvanometer we are calculated the Thevenin's voltage, across the galvanometer we are calculated the equivalent resistance, then across the galvanometer resistance connected in series with these two terminals, then we are designing the bridge circuit in the form of Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Entire this particular concept of the Wheatstone bridge, we are measuring the unknown resistance in a simple way based on the ratios only. With the help of the 4 parameters ratio, we are calculating the unknown resistance in a simple way. Only thing is here the bridge is balanced. The bridge is balanced means the ratio must be is a upstand only. That means the ratio of, for example, we are taking the ratio of 4, like P by Q is equal to R by S, then we are easily finding the unknown parameter of this particular ratio. Here if this is the unknown, then with the multiplying of cross multiplying, they getting the Px value. If you don't know the Rx value, then simply the ratio of these two, then calculate it. That means any unknown parameter can be calculated with the help of this particular ratio concept. Here we are having some small quiz related to this particular topic, like the bridge is said to be balanced when the potential difference across the galvanometer is. Here my question is, the bridge is said to be balanced when the potential difference across the galvanometer is 2 volts, 1 volt, 3 volts or 0 volt. Compulsory the potential difference must be 0 volts only, because of the potential difference between galvanometer is 0, the current passing the galvanometer also 0, then the circuit is balanced. If the circuit is balanced, then we are calculated the unknown parameter or the unknown component. That's why my answer is 0 volts. And the second question is the Wheatstone bridge is used to measure the dash unknown. Measure the unknown resistance or the unknown impedance or the unknown capacitor or the unknown inductor. Particularly the Wheatstone bridge is used to measure the unknown. Here the options are capacitance, inductance, resistance, all of the above. Your answer is resistance only. That is, the Wheatstone bridge is completely measurement of resistance only. And frequently asked in the examinations, like draw the circuit of Wheatstone bridge and derive the unknown resistance. Most of the examinations frequently asked this type of questions, like draw this circuit of Wheatstone bridge. That means here the diagram of Wheatstone bridge also we are getting some marks, like for example this question asked in the 8 marks question. Then we have to design or draw the circuit diagram Wheatstone bridge, where they are giving the 2 marks only for the circuit diagram. Because of the circuit diagram only, it shows the explanation about the Wheatstone bridge. That means you have to connect the Wheatstone bridge in the form of bridge. Because of here we are having the 4 resistor and energy source and galvanometer, all are arranged, all are draw the in a accurate way. Then we are going to derive the unknown resistance or the unknown resistance in the circuit. That is the important question. That is the draw the circuit of the Wheatstone bridge and determine the unknown resistance. Here determine the unknown resistance. For example, in the examinations they are drawing the circuit diagram, and here they are giving the circuit diagram like that, and resistor R1, R2, R3, R4. Then they are giving the resistance value. R1 is equal to 2 ohms, and R2 is equal to 5 ohms, and R3 is equal to R1 is equal to 1 ohm, R2 is equal to 2 ohms, R3 is equal to 4 ohms, R4 is equal to 5. Find the R4 resistor if the circuit is balanced. Then you have to know the R1, R3 is equal to R2, R4. Then R4 is equal to R1, R2 by R2, R3 by R2, R3 by R1. Then easily finding the unknown resistance. The problems also they are asking the questions in the examinations, like problems. Here the derivation is different and the circuit is different. Also they are giving the circuit diagram and calculated the unknown resistance. They are not giving the unknown resistance value, then find the unknown resistance. Like a problems point of view, they are asking the questions. And also one more important and a very useful concept is the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Draw the Thevenin's equivalent circuit and measure the Thevenin's equivalent resistance of the Wheatstone bridge. Very important in the competitive exams also, because of we must know the concept of Thevenin's circuit. Then only we are converting the we are drawing the Thevenin's equivalent circuit for the Wheatstone bridge. In the Wheatstone bridge we know, but how to convert the Wheatstone bridge into the Thevenin's equivalent circuit? Then this is the important concept. Like we must know the Thevenin's circuit, equivalent circuit. That means here Thevenin's equivalent. That means the bulk circuit. That means the bulk circuit is converted into Thevenin's equivalent circuit, and easily finding the load response and the load voltage, and also calculate the power delivered to the load. Everything can be measured with the help of Thevenin's equivalent circuit. That means here only thing is where we have to measure the response, the terminal can be replaced with open circuit. For example, in this particular Wheatstone bridge, we have to measure the response, that means current, voltage or resistance value. Then we must know the across this particular resistance or the particular terminals is open circuited. Here between C, in the Wheatstone bridge, between C and D, we are connected the galvanometer. The galvanometer replaced with open circuit. That means this open circuited, and the open circuited voltage you have to measure, and remaining energy sources are replaced with their internal impedances. Remaining energy source, here we are having the only one energy source, that is the voltage, and E is the voltage. That is voltage E is replaced with their internal impedance. Then the voltage source is replaced with short circuited. If any current source is present, the current source is replaced with open circuit. Then finally here we are calculated the voltage across the galvanometer. The voltage across the galvanometer is the galvanometer voltage is equivalent to the Thevenin's voltage. You have to find the Thevenin's voltage and keep into one side. Then between galvanometer terminals of the C and D, we are calculated the resistance. The resistance is called as the Thevenin's resistance. Here also, if you want to measure the Thevenin's resistance, if any energy source is present, the energy source are replaced with their internal impedances, voltage is replaced with the short circuit, the current source is replaced with the open circuit. That is the Thevenin's resistance between the terminals of C and D. The Thevenin's resistance is taken at the one more place, and the remaining is the galvanometer resistance is the load resistance. The load resistance is another. That means the three are connected in the form of circuit with a series manner. That is the Thevenin's voltage in series with the resistor. That is the Thevenin's equivalent resistor in series with the load. Then we are forming the only three parameters of the circuit, that is the Thevenin's voltage, Thevenin's resistor, and here the galvanometer resistor, the load resistor. These three are connected in a series form. Then with the help of this Thevenin's equivalent circuit, we are easily finding the galvanometer resistance, galvanometer like a response Ig. Our aim is to measure the galvanometer voltage, the galvanometer voltage or the galvanometer resist current. Then galvanometer, the current passed through the galvanometer we are taken as the Ig. That is Ig is equal to the three terminals are connected in the form of series. Then Ig is equal to we know the Ohm's law. As for Ohm's law, I is equal to V is equal to I into R. That is the I is equal to V by R. Then here the current passing through the load Ig is equal to the Thevenin's voltage Vth by the total resistance of the circuit. That is the Rth as well as the galvanometer resistance. That is the Rg. That is Ig is equal to Vth by Rth plus Rg. Then we are finding the current passed through the galvanometer Ig. Then if you want to calculate the voltage across the galvanometer, then simply we are using we already measured the response, that is the current is the Ig. Then with the help of Ig we are simply calculated the voltage V is equal to I into R. The current passing through the galvanometer is the Ig, the galvanometer resistance is the Rg. Multiply these two, then we are getting the voltage across the galvanometer terminal is the Vg. That is the Vg we are calculated. That means the galvanometer voltage we are calculated. The galvanometer response or the current is calculated in the form of Ig. If you want to calculate the power delivered to the galvanometer, power P is equal to I square into R. That means Ig square into Rg. Or the power P is equal to V into I. That means in this way we are easily calculated the response of the galvanometer if you are converted the Wheatstone bridge into the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Generally, the main concept of Wheatstone bridge is the construction of the Wheatstone bridge, and also how the Wheatstone goes to a balance, and after then we are calculated the unknown resistance. The second thing is the Wheatstone bridge is converted into the Thevenin's equivalent circuit and finding the unknown the galvanometer voltage and galvanometer current. This is the concept of that is the brief explanation about the Wheatstone bridge. I hope all of you understood the topic, and all the best. Have a great day.